Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it possible to keep up to date with all the transfer news, stats and scores all in the one place. To download OneFootball's app, simply click the link in the description below. Marco Silva has given his Bournemouth pre-match press conference and was questioned mainly about the AGM, if I'm being honest. That's all he spoke about, really, to him. Asked him, was he feeling under pressure because of, obviously, Denise Barrett-Baxendale talked about winning the Premier League at Bramley-Moore. Farhad Moshiri made a couple of comments saying that 11th place isn't good enough for Everton, and it isn't. And that he's made a big investment and he expects better. And Marco Silva said, doesn't feel any pressure at all. He said, A, because I speak to them regularly. We don't only speak at the AGM. And B, that he knows the ambition of the club, which is why he wanted the job. He's ambitious and he wants Everton to be better, and he knows that Everton aspire to trying to win titles or trying to certainly become more competitive, and that's his job to get it there. But he did say it's all about the club creating the right conditions for him and the players as well, and that's absolutely spot on. It's about the support network, it's about the money we make available to him, and then it's about the players doing their jobs. And if all of that comes together, then obviously we become better as a football club. But yeah, that's so we were speaking mainly about that. He was asked a number of questions regarding his own position at the club with the comments from the AGM. He was then asked about Michy Batshuayi, and he basically didn't really bite. He just said, I won't comment on players that aren't ours. But he did say that someone would have to go out first before we got someone in. But we all knew that anyway, didn't we? It was one out, one in. Marcel Brands has already said that anyway. Batshuayi of 14 million, if that is the correct figure, is obviously a very interesting one. I know that it probably some people don't want him, don't think he's good enough. I personally think he's got a lot of potential and knows where the net is. And I think he's someone who Marco Silva could mould as well. But we'll have to wait and see, because obviously it's dependent on whether Oumar Niasse goes out the door. I know there's interest in him. There's a bit of interest in Cenk Tosun, Morgan Schneiderlin as well, James McCarthy. So if a few of these players go out the door, Everton will have to replace them, and then that comes down to Marcel Brands doing his stuff. But Batshuayi certainly one on the lips of everybody, and Marco Silva didn't say we're not interested in him, but just said, you know, it's all about, we'll have to wait and see, basically, if anyone goes. He also was asked about Nikola Vlasic. Obviously, Vlasic has done an interview with a Croatian newspaper and slagged Sam Allardyce off, quite rightly so. Said that it was dreadful under him last season. The football was diabolical. But then he did say that Marco Silva didn't really speak to him. Marco Silva said he did speak to him, and him and Vlasic made the decision for Vlasic to go to Moscow. He said Vlasic asked him for guarantees that he'd play 90 minutes every week, and Silva kind of scoffed at that. You know, you don't give anyone those guarantees. But he did say, Marco Silva, that the plan was for him to go out and do well, and to see whether he could come back and be part of Everton's first team and play every week, build himself up, be a bit stronger, and be in better physical condition to get in the team. So Silva talking as though Vlasic may still have a future at Everton. Vlasic, I know, in his interview, kind of hinted that Everton weren't really interested in keeping him and will probably want to buy more players. So again, that's another one, isn't it? That's another one where you look and you think, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? He's under contract. If Everton want him to stay, he will stay. That's the way it is. It's the same what happened with Ademola Lookman this summer. So we'll have to see. If Vlasic continues doing as well as he's doing, though, then he may well have an opportunity to play in this Everton side. I just thought that was interesting. And finally, the BBC, in their wisdom, have chosen the Millwall FA Cup 4th round game as one of their live games. It will be played at 5:30 on Saturday, the 26th of January, and will be shown on BBC One. From a personal point of view, just looking at this, I think that's a mad decision to play this game at 5:30. But, obviously, I think people are more, I don't think people are as upset at the 5:30 as they are the fact that Everton have only been given 2,200 tickets, which is below what they're supposed to be given. Millwall not giving Everton the lower section, that's upset a lot of people, and quite rightly so, because we generally get about 3,000 away fans at every at every ground. And there's going to be just over 2,000 there, so it means 1,000 fans who regularly make those trips up and down the country are going to miss out on FA Cup tickets. And these are the games that you'd expect more tickets for. I had to move my seat last week for Lincoln, because they brought 5,500. Now they don't take 5,500 away to any game, so it's a bit of a crap on really for Evertonians who go here, there and everywhere, that some of them are going to miss out. So a bit naughty of Millwall. I think there's another game in London and the police haven't got the capacity to police both or something, but that should have been taken into account, which is why again I feel as though this game should have been at 12:30 on the Saturday, but they give the police time to get to the 7:45 in the night. But there you go, it's been chosen, it's 5:30 and there's not much we can do about it. That is your news daily. Have a fantastic weekend. Let's hope the Blues can get those important 3 points on Sunday. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It only takes a second. If you want more videos, get over and join us on Patreon. Have a great weekend. See you soon.